It's truly bizarre. Never invite a narcissist into your home. They will mark their territory in it. Have you ever walked into a room after a narcissist has been there and instantly felt something was off? You can't explain it, but the atmosphere feels different, heavier somehow, as if the air itself remembers them. Even when they are long gone, their presence seems to linger, almost like an invisible shadow that refuses to leave. That's because narcissists don't just interfere with your mind, your emotions, or your relationships. They also infiltrate your physical environment. They find subtle ways to make your space feel like theirs, leaving traces that constantly remind you of their hold. What should be your safe place, your sanctuary, slowly starts to feel like their domain. And the disturbing part is that they do this on purpose, using strange and insidious tactics to stake their claim. Today, we're uncovering one of the most overlooked but deeply unsettling strategies they use: the ways narcissists mark their territory in your home. Number 1. They deliberately leave things behind. A narcissist almost never forgets their belongings. If they leave a toothbrush, a sweatshirt, a book, or even something as small as a hair tie in your house, you can bet it wasn't by accident. It's a carefully calculated move. I once had a narcissist admit to me that nothing they do is ever random. Every action has a purpose. That so-called forgotten item is more than just an object. It's a psychological anchor. It's meant to tether their presence to your environment, to make sure you can't fully detach. Each time you see it, your mind connects it to them. Maybe it stays up nostalgia. Maybe it triggers sadness or even anger. Either way, the emotional response doesn't matter. What matters is that you are forced to think of them. That's the hook. And here's where it gets even more twisted. If you try to return the item, or worse, throw it away, they will flip the script on you. Suddenly, you're the one who's being dramatic or petty. They act shocked, offended, as if you've crossed some imaginary line. But their outrage is just another tool of control. Because the goal was never really about the object, it was about keeping a piece of themselves inside your life, no matter how small. I've had people ask me countless times, the narcissist left, but they left piles of their stuff, clothes, gadgets, even furniture. What should I do? My answer is simple: get rid of it. Have a trusted friend drop it at their door, or if they refuse to claim it, dispose of it completely. Burn it if you have to, because those things aren't just objects. They carry their energy, and as long as they are in your home, they are a chain tying you back to them. Number 2, they quietly rearrange your belongings. If you've ever walked into your living room after a narcissist has been there and thought, wait, wasn't that picture frame angled differently? You're not imagining things. This is one of their favorite tricks, making tiny, almost imperceptible changes in your space. They'll nudge a vase slightly to the left, shift the way your books are stacked, or place something of theirs front and center where it doesn't belong. The shifts are subtle enough that you second-guess yourself, but deliberate enough that you feel unsettled. And when you bring it up, what happens? They gaslight you. I didn't touch anything. What are you even talking about? Suddenly, you're the one who seems irrational. But this isn't random, it's calculated. These small acts are their way of silently declaring dominance, of stamping your environment with their influence without ever saying a word. By keeping you off balance, they plant the idea that your home isn't fully yours. That constant, low-level disorientation is exactly the point. Number 3, they guilt you for changing anything. Now, here's another layer to their control. Let's say you decide to redecorate, move some furniture around, or toss out an old piece of clutter. Out of nowhere, the narcissist suddenly cares deeply. Maybe they never once commented on your couch, but the moment you replace it, they act wounded. Oh, I love that couch. Why would you get rid of it? Or they'll protest about a painting you moved, insisting it was their favorite even though they never once mentioned it before. The truth is, it was never about the furniture or the art. What they are really upset about is what those changes symbolize, that you're reclaiming your space. Every item you replace or discard chips away at the invisible hold they have over you. To them, it feels like you're erasing their presence, stripping away the control they worked so hard to embed in your environment. And that terrifies them. So what do? They manipulate your emotions. They'll guilt trip you, acting as though you're cold, careless, or disrespectful for daring to make decisions about your own home. Sometimes they'll even clutter your space with things you never asked for, useless objects, random purchases, just to remind you they still have a foothold. It's not about the objects themselves. It's about ensuring their shadow still lingers in your sanctuary. And little by little, if you're not careful, you start hesitating before making changes in your own space. That hesitation is exactly what they want, a quiet surrender of your freedom. Number 4, they infect your home with toxic energy. Have you ever noticed how a room feels lighter once a narcissist walks out? That shift is real. It isn't just in your head. Narcissists don't merely occupy physical space. They saturate it with their emotional chaos. Every argument, every sarcastic jab, every cold silence, and every eruption of rage leaves behind an energetic residue that clings to the walls and lingers in the air. It's the kind of heaviness you can sense without a word being spoken. The kind of tension you can walk into and instantly know something is wrong. Think back to the times you entered a home right after a fight had taken place. You didn't have to be told, you could feel it. That's exactly what narcissists do. They contaminate your sanctuary, turning it into an echo chamber of their hostility and control. Over time, the very foundation of your home begins to mirror that chaos. The walls hold the weight of the memories. The furniture absorbs the emotional charge, and every corner seems to hum with an unease that isn't yours. That is why so many survivors describe a strange but powerful shift when they finally let go of the narcissist and reclaim their own space. The air feels clearer, lighter, as if the house itself is finally able to breathe again. When I walked away, I gave up everything tied to them, donated, burned, or discarded objects that carried their imprint. Because I realized those things weren't just items. They were vessels of energy binding me to the past. Once they were gone, the energy in my environment shifted. It wasn't just a clean house. It was a free house. That is the invisible way narcissists extend their reach. They don't just drain people. They drain places, too. Number 5. They weaponize scent as a psychological anchor. Now, this one may sound strange, but it is incredibly powerful. Scent is one of the strongest memory triggers we have as humans, and narcissists instinctively use that to their advantage. They may have a signature cologne or perfume they wear every time they are around you. Or maybe they insist on burning a specific candle, using a certain fabric softener, or filling your space with an air freshener you begin to associate exclusively with them. At first, it seems harmless, but it's deliberate, because long after they leave, that smell remains. You catch a faint whiff of it on the street or in a store, and suddenly, a flood of emotions overwhelms you. Longing, sadness, anger, confusion. Your body reacts before your mind can even catch up. That isn't coincidence. That's conditioning. Think of Pavlov's dogs, trained to salivate at the sound of a bell. Narcissists do the same thing with scent. They hardwire your brain to connect their presence with a specific sensory marker so that even in their absence, they haunt you. The smell becomes a ghost that lingers, pulling you back into their orbit emotionally even if you physically cut ties. But here's the truth. Those associations aren't permanent. With time and healing, you can reprogram your mind, assigning new meaning to old triggers. That same candle or cologne that once brought you pain can eventually become neutral, or even empowering, as you rewrite your story. What once was their weapon can become your reminder of how far you've come. So there you have it, 5 subtle but disturbing ways narcissists mark your territory, claiming not just your mind but your very home. And if this resonates with you, stay tuned, because I have another episode that dives even deeper into how they twist your environment against you to break you down, steal your peace, and convince others that you're the unstable one. Until then, remember, healing starts the moment you take your space back.